Showtime. Hello and welcome to the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. There we go. So yeah, literally as I went to hit the button, Kim just goes, showtime. It was really cool. We should do that every time.
Thanks.
Or not.
I am quite cool.
Yeah. So first things first, I've just seen the notification come in. We're happening now, live on Facebook. There you go. Right, first of all, I'm really ill. So, Kim, you might have to carry this one today.
I mean, I don't feel fantastic myself, babes. I've been carrying you for almost 2 years. Can you not just make it through the next 20 minutes?
I'll try. So, yeah, so today it is this episode of the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. We were going to have a guest, but here's what's happened. Basically, we all went to the Recruitment Agency Expo last week, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But what happens is there's like 3,000-4,000 recruiters come through this event, and we are hugging them and kissing them, and because we love recruiters. But no, it's a really good event, and it's like our community comes back together, which is amazing. But then, of course, you can't expect to come out of an event like that without a bug or two. You know, this is the times we live in, folks, right? So I've come out with this horrific cold, and which I am on the recovery side of now. Although there might be points in this episode where you wonder just how recovered I am. But we were going to have a guest on. My business partner in success psychology, Imran Ahmed, was going to be joining us, but because he was at the show as well. And then we were at an event the following day together. I don't know, did he give the bug to me or did I give the bug to him? But he's like, yeah, unfortunately, Imran is not joining us today. But it's cool because next week, the week after, we'll get him on then instead and we can talk about the stuff we were going to talk about then. But like I said, he's in the chat now. He said it was me. I think it was him.
I mean, he loves a hug and he gives a very good hug, so I'm blaming him too.
Yeah, definitely. Paul Green says he's a bloke. It'll be the man flu. Well, I'll let you two fight that one out. That's how I imagine you two fighting. There you go. Imran's blaming you now, Kim. I like that one better. So anyway, Recruitment Agency Expo. Do you know it's a 2-day event at the NEC? It's always a good crowd comes through. It's one of these events I really enjoy because it's just down the road from us, so it feels like it's on our turf. We get loads of existing clients come in, our friends in the industry, loads of other recruitment suppliers that you're just like old friends we get to, I was going to say hook up with. That's the wrong phrase. Catch up with. And it's just always loads of fun for us. But it was really interesting this time, just seeing what was happening on the stands, what people, from a marketing perspective, what people were up to, what was going on there. I don't know, Kim, you had the job of figuring out who's got the best merch, who's running the best promos on the stands to sort of entice people through that kind of thing. Because I have an opinion when it comes to this stuff. When you're at a show like this, if you've got loads of freebies on your stands, now merch is important from a brand perspective, absolutely, but it's got to be the right merch. It's got to be stuff that people will keep on their desks forevermore, where your brand name is constantly going to be in front of them. When it's stuff that people just come and enjoy in the moment and then it's gone, it's great getting them to the stand, but they're not really buying. So you end up having loads of conversations with people that just want a cocktail. They don't actually want to buy. So it's a bit of a weird one. So, but it does work. So you've got to make sure it's the right stuff. So Kim, what did you find? What were your favourites when it came to the merch? What did you think people were doing a good job with?
Okay, so firstly, it was my first Rec Expo and I absolutely bloody loved it. Not just for the merch, just meeting lots of different people, catching up with people that I've spoke to via LinkedIn or through our courses. So to see them face to face for the first time was a lot of fun. But merch, I love a bit of merch. So I basically took one for the team, not like that, and went round all the stands just to obviously, you know, do a bit of market research. And I've got some favourites. I feel like I'm on like Blue Peter or something. Let me just go into my handy bag of merch. Bear with me. Now, for me, the winner of the merch is Hive, because I just think they're beautiful and they're lovely. My favourite colour is yellow, and I'm very superficial. It's got a yellow pen as well. So we've got a yellow pen and a notebook. We've got a fantastic cup, which actually doesn't get too hot once there is a beverage inside. So that's a good one. Brace yourself, kids. Brace yourself. I also saved on your Temu shopping pool. I've got another bag behind me full of that, but that's a different episode. Also, I got this from someone. It's a phone stand, ladies and gentlemen.
So here's the thing. People will buy merch for their stand and it's not branded. So now you're a week after that event, you don't even remember who you got it from.
It was the same people that do, you know, the little white stuffed toy that comes with a dog that Velcros on. We had them in the office last year or something. It was like smack bang in the middle at the back from another stand. Anyway, back to the important stuff. Another mobile phone device, ladies and gents. Now, this one I particularly like because not only can you stand your phone up like that, you can also pop it there and watch Netflix while you're working. I mean, watch Netflix of an evening. So that's good. So that's another one. Socks. We got socks. They were from someone else. We've also phone chargers, got loads of phone chargers, power banks. They were good. But are we ready? Are you ready for this, Paul Green? Because buckle yourself in, boy, because this is amazing. I got me a little lunchbox from Sonovate, by the way. Their stand, their promos, their merch, top tier. So we've got nice little environmentally friendly weapons. So that's good. And stop looking at me like that, Christina. And a lovely little, I'm not sure if it's an oversized backy tin or a lunchbox, but I'm here for it. So that's that. And then, what else have we got? Oh, Firefish, by the way. Firefish. Their sweets, next level.
Okay, so this is a merch thing, right? So Firefish are known for having their sweets.
Yeah.
So it's something they do again. They're not constantly trying to reinvent the wheel. Like everyone knows, you got the Firefish sweets. These little, they're like jelly sweets that are just fish shaped. Very simple, not a massive investment. People know that they're going to have them. So people, like I said, it's like people come to our stands to have a photograph with the giraffe.
Yeah.
They know that there's going to be an inflatable giraffe on the green umbrella stand. That's it.
Yep.
We don't need to give anything away. We've already got a pull to the stand.
And then I got Ring Over, a lovely bottle with a pen inside. So that's good. Rec Russo, a recruitment software company. Another fabulous coffee cup. We've got Target Recruit, another fabulous coffee cup. We've got Marsh Commercial. I'll give you a prize to guess what this is. Another fabulous coffee cup. We've got all sorts of notebooks, so they're good. Stress balls for when I try and count up and figure out where I'm going to put all these coffee cups. But my favourite, and I won this in a little competition. Are you ready for this, Paul? Are you ready? Got me a Sonovate picnic bag. Now this thing, let me tell you about this thing. It's got all the gear. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You've got a wine cooler. You've got your cutlery, and you've even got a chopping board. So, yeah, picnic blanket with it. I'm well happy. And then to top it all off, on the final day, just before we were about to leave, the guys from, I think it was OnePay, came over to me. One Up Sales, that's the one. They had a little competition, guess the bonbons, and like sweets in a jar thing. I guessed something stupid. I went for 112. I went, oh no, something clicked in me. I said, that's not the right answer. So I went for 163. Anyway, they came over to me at the end and said I got within one of it, and I won a £100 Amazon voucher. So I cleaned up. I had a great day. Honestly, I'm so excited, and I use all of the things like my notepads. We've got little bags of handmade sweets from Recruiter Flow. We've got all sorts going on, guys. So yeah, if you are in the, I'll tell you what, actually, my favourite notepad, Logic Melon. Oh, have a look at that, would you? Oh, isn't she beautiful? So yeah, if anybody is in the market for a new notebook and pen, then stay away because this is mine. So yeah.
Okay, so that's the merch review of Recruitment Agency Expo. So, right, there is a segue here, right? But I was going to start off talking about the Recruitment Agency Expo and then go into the fact that it was Mental Health Awareness Day on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And with the whole merch reveal, it's kind of hard to do that now. But there is a thing here, okay? So stick with me, people. Stick with me.
You explain that. I'm just going to eat my handmade chocolates from Recruiter Flow.
Well, I'm making you talk.
Oh, God.
So here's the thing. So you come into Rec Expo was a big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Another water bottle. It was, yeah. So we went to Expert Empires in September. And two very, very different events. And I was super nervous. Like, what the hell am I doing here? How have I even got here? Type feelings. And I was really nervous and, like, you know, talking to people. I was a bit sort of, you know what I do? I put her armor on. I do the funny thing, and I don't. That's about as deep as it gets because, yeah, that's it. But this event actually, because I was on the stand a lot by myself, because Nicole was running around like a headless chicken, getting all the photos. You were obviously doing your thing, talking to everyone, catching up. So a lot of people were coming over, and then I had to pretend I knew what I was talking about. And usually I would be absolutely filled with dread, but I didn't feel that this time. Like, I was just comfortable. I was actually enjoying it. I was actively going out, getting people into the stand. So yeah, I definitely noticed a shift between the two events mentally.
So when you think last September, it was you were struggling with anxiety going into this event. You were struggling with, and this is my view, and enough conversations we had around the time and since. But you struggled with your anxiety. There was a kind of a self-worth issue there as well. There was a bit of imposter syndrome playing out. So what do you think the things are that made the difference for you? Just over 12 months later, at a far more serious event.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. This was a far more serious event. You know, it was to show up as Green Umbrella, to hopefully get some new clients. But it wasn't really about that. I think it's just a lot of the things that I've done from then to now that have just helped me with, like, the self-worth. I mean, that's still not quite there, but, you know, we're growing, we're healing, we're working on it. But, you know, I've done Breakthrough, which 100%. So I've done little bits, but I do think that it is all down to the Breakthrough. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, it's trying to plug. I genuinely, my friends have noticed the difference. There's less chaos is how I would describe my world. It's a lot less chaos now. And yeah, I just am more comfortable. And if people don't like me, that's okay. Probably don't like them either. But yeah, just loads of different coping mechanisms, revisiting the stuff that actually happened a long time ago that now were affecting what I do now. So sort of triggers that then I didn't realize are actually, it's not that particular incident. It's because it's stirring up an emotion from the one before. So yeah, I'm rebuilding a lot of relationships, especially with my mum. That's been really good. Not that it was ever damaged. It was just, we weren't that close, you know. We're just one of them families. We get together at family events and that's about it. But we've been going out for lunch and stuff. So that's really good. Yeah, just lots of other little things as well, which I'm not sure if I could or should share. But yeah, just completely different. Like, I've started looking more into why I do the things that I do and how that then affects me, that sort of stuff. So a lot of personal development stuff. I never in my life thought that you would get me to be like meditating or anything. Now thinking, all right, I'm not here for that. But actually, for anyone that's thinking, what a load of old tosh, we'll say, just try it. Just try it for a couple of weeks. Doesn't have to be hours on end. 5 minutes in your day. I've reading this book, actually. I think it's here. Cheeky little plug. The Miracle Morning. And so it's 6 things that you need to do before 8 a.m. to basically set you up to have a great day. And one of them is sitting in silence for 5 to 10 minutes. Pure silence. No phone. No kids, no phone, no TV, no distractions, and just sitting and just being. And I've noticed when I do it, I don't think that it's had any impact, and I just sail through my day and everything's lovely. When I don't do it, I'm rushing around, my head's chaotic. I'm like, I've got to do that. I've got 10,000 tabs open. So yeah, just starting my day, the first half an hour of my day with a gratitude list and the silent time, or just the time to reflect, reading just 2 pages of a personal development book has made such a massive difference. And my friends are saying like my whole aura has changed. My friend even said something the other day, which was really, really nice. She was like, there's just something about you. I was like, thanks very much. She said, no, you're just different. She was like, there's an aura about you. It's powerful. And I was just like, Jesus. So yeah, I think my boy is definitely feeling the benefits of it all. So yeah, but it all started with Breakthrough, 100%. No doubt in my mind, that's when it started. So I feel like I've waffled. I'm really sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. So obviously we talk about, you talk about the Breakthrough experience, which is one of the events that from Success Psychology, which Imran and I, that Jen Lewis and the rest of the team put together. That's really cool. What's interesting to me is the fact that like all this stuff, so the, you know, the gratitude and the taking that quiet time, all these things, it's like you do them in the moment, you do the meditation in the moment and you're like, oh, do I feel any different? Yes or no? But it's the cumulative effect of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that then, like I say, from a mental health perspective, a self-care perspective, when you do this stuff, you kind of like in the moment, you're like, well, that doesn't, so many people are like, yeah, well, that didn't make any difference. That didn't make any difference. And it's like, well, no, why would it in the moment? It's the cumulative effect. It's the, when it becomes part of your, when it becomes a habit, when it becomes a behavior that is just within you, that it has that impact in, it shows up in other parts of your life. So something as simple as driving to the NEC, you weren't chewing your nails. You weren't putting that face that's like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening next. You kind of do this like it's not even a rock, it's like a jolt thing when you're anxious.
Oh God. Right, okay.
But it's like none of that happened this time. None of it.
Yeah. No, I was more excited. Like I wasn't sat there thinking, oh my God, what if I do this? What if I do that? I was just like, just get me to the merch, baby.  No, but I was on a serious note. I just felt ready. I felt confident because I knew what I was going to be talking about, because I believe in what we were talking about. And people, and it was so weird, people actually come up to me and go, "Oh, I wanted to come and see you." I'm like, "What, me?" I was like, "I'm not Christina." "Oh, no, you." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." So yeah, it was just lovely. And like my friends and my family are noticing it. Like, never going to be 100% cured, because, you know, I don't think you ever are, but just, I think now I'm definitely a lot more selfish in the way that I choose what I do and what I don't do, and where I go and where I don't go, and who I spend time with and who I don't. And that's not anything to do with the particular person or people or places. It's my stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, like, you go out and you party and you have a great night, and I'll be cheering you on a Sunday morning, watching Snapchat, thinking, "Oh, you're in a whole world of pain right now." That's the other thing. I've stopped drinking completely. And that's also a massive, massive effect. But I think more notably, I don't feel the need to go out and have a good time, because actually it's not that much of a good time, is it really?
I think this is the thing when it comes to protecting. So there's a lot of people that have poor mental health, and they need to address what's holding them back and deal with that stuff and find a way forward. There's also a lot of people that have done an amount of work on themselves, and I think we don't ask the question enough of what else can we do. So, you know, for me, for me, protecting my mental health is that there are some places I won't go because it will take me to a place that puts my baseline at risk. There will be some people that I absolutely love, but I don't spend a lot of time with, because when I'm with them, I end up feeling lower. And so it's like I'll only spend time with them when I'm exceptionally high, because when they pull me down, I'm still above my baseline. So it is making those kinds of choices. But it is, like I said, I think the question really is, like, what else can we do? What can we do to get that baseline a little bit higher?
Yeah.
And, you know, the miracle morning, there is so much information out there. Like, you could do this every morning, do this every morning, do this every morning, do this every night, and all of a sudden, half your day is taken up with this meditation and that meditation and journaling here and gratitude there, and, you know, and it becomes sometimes the these are the things you should do actually creates a mental health issue because of the amount of stress it brings into your world.
Yeah. So I've done, like you say, I've tried to do everything. I've done a bit of this, I've done a bit of that, and then it's like, I can't bloody keep it. You get way too stressed, you drop it all, and then it all just goes to poo. But one of my biggest, I mean, I'm in no way a professional, neither in mental health or marketing, but the biggest change for me is this thing. So in the morning, like, I turn my notifications off now of an evening, about 8 o'clock. And then I don't get my phone out until I'm up. I've done my 2 or 3 things, which takes less than 10 minutes. So I'm not spending my morning going home or any of that stuff. It's literally 5 minutes for each thing. So do that, get the boy ready, do the breakfast, and only then will I turn the notifications back on. And the difference is just crazy. Like, I'm not running around thinking, where the bloody hell's this, where's the bloody hell that, oh come on, we've got to leave. It's just, it's crazy. Like, just try it. Stay off your phone for the first hour of your day, because, you know, before I'd be sat in bed, the alarm would go off, and I'm like this, and before you know it, I'm having an argument with Barbara on Facebook, I'm talking to my friend on Snapchat, and I've spent half an hour looking at people cooking their dinner on Instagram, and that's all before I've even put my foot on the floor. It's just crazy the amount we consume straight away, and you don't actually think about it until you stop doing it. So I actually look forward to the times now where I'm not on my phone, because I don't have to be available to everybody 24 hours a day. You know, if I've got my son with me, then everything else can wait. You know, I know he's safe. So if the world's ending, great, I'll tune in once I've done, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so that is my biggest bit of advice. I don't spend half as much time on my phone as I did. Unfollow certain pages. You know, if you keep seeing stuff and you have a negative thought about it, just unfollow it.
This is the thing. Your social, you know, if you're going to spend time on social media feeds, make it so that what's in your feed is the stuff that's going to build you up, improve your mental health, give you some learning. And it's a case of what you follow, what you engage with, that controls what gets put into your feed. So if there's someone or a brand that's pumping stuff in that is just pure negativity, unfollow them. You don't have to unfriend them, but you can unfollow them and get it out of your feed. And it's what you engage in as well, because the ads that you're served, you know, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn even, the ads they put into your feed, they've identified that you have a blueprint, if you like. These are the things you're interested in, these things you're likely to be interested in, these things you engage in, these things that are going to be important to you. All of that is driven off of your social media activity. Follow what you engage with. So if we get that in check, even the ads we're being served are going to be a benefit to us.
Yeah. Paul's just had a great question.
So don't you think that social media is more of a drain to life rather than a positive experience? It's down to the user.
Literally, that's exactly what I was going to say. We have to start taking responsibility for. You can't just go, oh, it's social media. You, like you've just said, you're triggering the algorithm to send you that stuff. You're getting involved with a bloody couple's dispute because Barry hasn't paid his maintenance and Sheila's absolutely pissed off. Excuse my language. But you're getting yourself into these situations. You are.
Do you know, it's things I hear. It's, you know, the kids, right? The kids. And all the awful things the kids do, and how it's always blamed on social media. I'm like, who let the kids on social media in the first place? Who gave them their mobile device when they were like 7 years old?
Yeah.
So there's a massive lack of responsibility when it comes to this.
It's just easy to blame other people and what we see and what we like don't see. It's like, well, be responsible for what you are seeing, what you are following. You know, nobody is holding the phone or computer to your face saying you must read this. You just don't. Like, I've unfollowed so many people, and not unfriended them, but I just lovely person, but I don't want to see the ins and outs of your, you know, I'm a massive oversharer. I totally get that. But I do think some things you just shouldn't, you know what I mean?
I think as well that there's a certain amount of what as individuals, what do you want to give airtime to?
Yeah.
You know, so that the more airtime you give something, the more of a push it's going to have in the algorithm to be served to more people. So, and don't get me wrong, there are individuals out there that the things I think are shocking, inappropriate, shouldn't have the airtime, they lap up and they love. So there's always going to be this kind of, nothing's ever going to be in balance.
Yeah.
But the reality is I can control what I'm looking at, how often I'm looking at it, how much time I spend looking at it. You know, social media is my world. It's literally my business. And yet, I'm very careful about how much time I actually spend on it. Do you remember we did that thing when we were all together and we were looking at your, like, how much time you spend on things?
Yeah.
And it was like everyone was really shocked that my Facebook, my LinkedIn wasn't much higher. WhatsApp was crazy on mine.
Disgustingly crazy.
But a lot of business is done through WhatsApp now.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, that WhatsApp has changed as a tool now for me. But it is like overall, again, thinking about mental health, how you protect yours, how you improve it. You know, if you don't read books, there are certain Instagram accounts
Yeah.
where it's like motivational video after motivational video after motivational video. Just find the accounts that work for you.
Yeah.
You know, go and watch like 2 or 3 reels every day that are going to put you in that right mindset. Paul's just said, I think social media gives an unregulated space for fake news, rants, etc. Yeah, absolutely it does. That's why as individuals, as adults, we need to take responsibility. There's a certain amount of calling people out. That doesn't necessarily mean getting involved in the comments. It could be reporting something that you see that's inappropriate. And I think the social media giants are fighting a losing battle, but they are constantly trying to update things, bring in new algorithms, new processes to get rid of the fake news. I mean, what's been happening in the last few days? You know, it's that there's most of the stuff we look at where we're sort of saying, well, you know, what's the new and next in the social media world? Most of it is related to the control of fake news over what's been happening in the last few days. So, like I said, I think, you know, to some extent they're fighting a losing battle, but they're constantly trying to do better and better in terms of putting in some sort of controls to weed out the crap that gets shared.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do think it's about you have to be disciplined and regulate your own use. Like nobody's going to come and take your phone away from you. It's become an addiction. It has 100%. It is an addiction. You wake up in the morning. Most people have their alarms on their phone. Bang, turn the alarm off, notification. Suddenly you're in it. Straight away, you've literally just opened your eyes and bang, you're in a world of all sorts of rubbish. So you do have to, like I say, I've got my no notifications on. So when my alarm goes on, when my alarm goes off, I turn it off and there's nothing on my screen. The phone goes away. I leave it in the bedroom whilst I go and sort the boy out and do all of that stuff. Like, and so far in the last, how long have I been doing it now? Like 11, 12 weeks, something like that. The world hasn't ended because I haven't had my phone for the first hour of my day. Nothing's changed apart from how I feel. And in fact, Oliver actually said to me, was it last week or something? He went, Mummy, you seem really happy in the mornings now. And I was like, oh, Christ, I must have been a right miserable cow. But, you know, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Just a small change at how differently it shapes your morning and your day. So, yeah, do it, kids.
Do it. Okay, so right, so the other thing you talked about was the 5-minute quiet thing. I don't do it in the morning, but you know, I do it at all points in the day.
Oh no, because I struggle to get hold of you.
Like, if I've suddenly done like 3 calls back to back, I feel like I'm talking. I'll probably do it once we finish live lunch. I'll literally go and sit on the steps outside, leave my phone in here. I'll make a cup of tea. I'll go out and I'll sit out there, drink my cup of tea in silence. And all that, say it's silence. It's I can hear the wind in the trees. Don't know if the birds will be out or not, but it's just that, just being quiet for 5 minutes. No music, no pings, no nothing. It's an amazing reset. So doing it first thing in the morning, fantastic, absolutely. But it's something you can do at any point in the day.
Yeah, I do. When I can feel myself getting a bit overwhelmed, stop it. I do work very hard, thank you. When I feel myself getting overwhelmed and I feel like I'm bouncing from task to task because I'm trying to juggle all these things, I just say to myself, just stop. Just for a minute, just stop. And it is that, like you said, it's the reset that you just go, and then you just get on with it. And it makes such a difference. It's crazy.
It is doing it and just taking a few deep breaths. It just regulates you again.
Oh my God, did I tell you about the breathwork session that I did?
No.
Oh my Christ. So I did a breathwork session And they were like, oh, you might start to see, like, we went into this hall and there's all these like gym mats and people are there with their shoes off and their socks off. I thought that's very triggering, but come on, crack on. And I thought, what? That, and I even looked at someone, I was like, hell. And so he said, oh, you might start to get, you know, some sensations, or you might start to feel that you can see stuff. And I thought, hang on a minute here, what are they dropping in this water? And anyway, so we start doing it, and it's literally controlling the breath, and there's some music, and they're talking you through it. And I was like, my mind was just going, you know, trying to think about all the things. And then there was a part of it that's called a charge, and it's when like the slow music gets faster, and then it's almost like you're seeing into the future and all of this stuff. And I kid you not, and I, like, deep down, hand on heart, I was doing it, and I felt something that had almost gone like from my head to my feet, and I like jerked like that. And I don't know what it was. I don't know how they did it. I mean, a similar thing happened at Breakthrough as well. I just think, I don't know what spell you guys have got to send, but I'm here for it. And then he said, right, so we're going to bring you back now, and sort of talked our way back through and said, right, the time's over. And we all kind of like, well, that wasn't very long, was it? Looked at the time, it was nearly an hour and a half later. I was like, what the actual, like, until you do it, it's all gone a bit woo, Paul. Paul, I want you to come and try it. Come and try it. If you think it's a bit woo, try it and then tell me it's woo. Because I was exactly the same. Exactly the same. In fact, Paul, come to Breakthrough. I dare you. It's a challenge. So, yeah, it was just, and I'm not one of these, you know, I'm very much, well, I was, well, that ain't going to work. What a load of old tosh, all that sort of stuff. But until you start doing it, I think it's the fear of actually trying something and looking into it.
It's yeah, it's the unknown.
That's it, yeah. If you haven't tried it, you do think, like Paul says, it's all gone a bit woo. It has, Paul, but yeah, it's mad, because I remember Christina did the first, like her first bit of whatever I don't know what you did, but you came back and it was a bit like, is she all right? Someone sniff the coffee. Like, and then there was sort of, we were due to go to Breakthrough, and I was like, look, I don't know what the bloody hell's going to go on here. Like, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. And yeah, it just does. That's all I can say. I'm not even like the hard sell. It just works. And if you want to, like, we'll spend so much time and so much money investing in material things and crap to make us feel better or validate ourselves. But the minute you mention spending a little bit of money, like a takeaway's worth, to improve your mental health, whoa, not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'll go and sit in the pub and spend £200, but I won't spend 40 or 50 quid in trying to learn why I do the things that I do and try and make this. It's mad. It's mad.
It is crazy. But you know, the breathwork stuff is so powerful, so powerful. And there's a whole other level you can go to with it.
I don't think I dare.
There's like different breathing techniques, different ways of breathing.
Yeah.
And then mudras, which are essentially like hand gestures.
Okay.
But as a human being, we are energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it sounds mad that like you can channel the energy within your body. That's essentially what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like when you're able to clear your mind and all that crap falls away, and it's just the body that's present. It's really powerful when you actually then experience the possibilities of it.
I came out of it, and they were like,
first few times for me, I had so many questions. I didn't understand it. I was trying to explain it rationally, and then the more I tried to explain it rationally, and understand some of the science behind it, the more I was going like, oh crap, this stuff actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, that process probably went on a couple of years before I actually truly embraced it and went, okay, yeah, let's just go with it.
Yeah. I literally, we came out of it and was like, right, does anybody want to share their experience? And, you know, there was people crying, like emotions were just coming out. I don't know what it was. And then they came to me and they were like, how did you find it? And I was like, I'll be honest with you, I used to pay a lot of money to do what you just did there. I don't know what you've just done to me, but that feeling was like, yeah, it was mad. It was mad.
It does create a, I don't want to say a high because that cheapens it, but it creates you are on a heightened awareness.
Mm.
It's quite it's quite an interesting experience. We have taken this live lunch all over the place now. This is just like us chatting, isn't it?
It's just me and you, just, yeah.
Mark and Nicole will be like, so, you know, Mark's busy working away on a website at the minute. Nicole is also feeling a bit under the weather, so she's not here too. They'll be listening in thinking, let's not leave them on their own again.
No, on the contrary, actually, because I've had messages from Nicole whilst we're doing this with me. And I mean, Mark's probably not even tuned in because I said, it's all right, we're talking about mental health. We won't subject you to that. I bet he thought I'm off. Okay, I'm definitely welling up again watching this. And there's some other stuff which I won't share. But yeah, so she loves it. And Nicole, we love you too.
Yeah, we love you. Feel better.
Yeah.
Feel better.
But it's okay as well if you don't feel great.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's wrap it up there. What are we doing next Thursday? Is it just
I don't even know what I'm doing after this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably collecting up all of my merch
you're going to make yourself a nice cup of tea.
I could make myself a nice cup of tea. Oh, might even have a sandwich in my lunchbox or just whack out the picnic blanket. So, yeah.
Exciting times. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Slightly different episode today. We'll be back next Thursday. We may or may not have a guest. We may talk marketing. We may talk something completely different. Who knows? We like to keep it entertaining. We like a bit of variety on the Green Umbrella Live Lunch. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.